After show!
After show! Oh, I almost didn't start recording. After show. I'm sorry for my tardiness.
Are you?
I was watching. I
don't think it's a sign of character, personally. I give people whatever expectations they want. I know it's for babies, but I need it. I watched it 3 times in one day.
That is.
What we're describing here is the closing bit from Chris Fleming's stand-up thing on his YouTube called Show Pig that I will put in notes. Yeah.
Oh, that's what
his body isn't his body amazing? His body is so funny. What he does, his little prancing and nude in the hallway, the little like dance he does. Oh my God! You need to put some clothes on. The way he keeps returning to it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, everybody in our kind audience has now watched this bit, hopefully. Why is there a night watchman?
I wonder a lot about how comedians work. And I wonder a lot.
No, but even in the let's say in theory that comedians made things up. But well, why would you make that up? It didn't make sense.
I think there's a kind of and this is why I say I'm trying to lay some groundwork here for this observation. The groundwork is that you look at somebody like John Mulaney or Jerry Seinfeld or stand-ups who have tuned every cubic inch of what they do in a way where it doesn't seem tuned. With Chris Fleming, I've seen him live once, and I've watched everything he's ever done, I think, including his recent appearance on After Midnight, which is not a very funny show. But he's just funny and smart to me. And I don't know if this is even a dumb thing to ask. It's like they said on that episode of Search Engine, when you look at these memes and GigaChat stuff, is it a bit or is it not a bit? And the guy goes, well, you're kind of asking the wrong question. If you have to ask whether it's a bit. And I think that about comedy, because it's all made up. But I think sometimes he misspeaks, or sometimes and I think Night Watchman, that might have been a very specific word choice that he made, but it is weird. I think he meant security guard.
Maybe this is a New England thing that we don't even know about. That the watchman there always called the night man.
When you're driving your father around in a golf cart while listening to the Tarzan soundtrack. Okay, Chris, buddy, got to slow it down. My God, he's funny to me. Here's the people I think are funny. Actually, I've started a list of people I think are funny, if I can find it. My system is getting very, very convoluted.
System of
where I put stuff. But I was thinking I think Chris Fleming, Stuart Lee, and John Mulaney off the dome are 3 of I think both the funniest and smartest comedians that I'm spending a lot of time with. Stuart Lee
I haven't spent that much time ever with Stuart Lee.
Well, he's not to everybody's tastes. In fact, one of his comedy specials is called, I think it's called "If You Prefer a Milder Comedian, Please Ask for One" or something like that. But he's doing meta comedy, anti-comedy in the smartest and funniest way possible, where it's almost like a one-man Herald, except it's all written, where he brings stuff around and. I'll recommend to you what I recommended to Syracusa, and I will send this to you, which is his TV show is called, wait, I'm having a brain fart, Stuart Lee's Comedy Vehicle. Ran for 4 seasons on the BBC 2, I think. And I'll send you an episode of that involves a racist cab driver that I quote a lot. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because these days you get arrested and thrown in jail just for saying your English. That'll be funny later. I can't find. That was my list. Who do you like? Who makes you laugh? Do you like to laugh?
No.
Stuart Little.
Who makes me laugh lately?
No, that was an unfair question. I take it back.
J. H. John Benjamin lately, both in
In everything.
cartoon
In everything.
and cartoon and real
John Benjamin
person
has a van.
form. Oh God, so good. I'd never.
He's got a little
seen
baby Nathan Fielder.
The
Do you know this?
forgot about that.
Nathan Fielder was on John Benjamin Has a Van, and he's
and
very Nathan Fieldery.
God, I like to think of domino effects, and there's kind of a, somewhat famous anecdote now about how Elon Musk really wants to be funny, obviously, but he tried to get Nathan Fielder to laugh and kept trying to get him to laugh and would invite him to his factories.
What?
And I just,
Is this true?
Yeah, it was in the most it was in the first official biography from years and years ago, but also in the New York Times article about his ketamine use and all of that, how he's a socialite, as they say, and he just wants to make him laugh. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
What are the dire consequences?
I have
how Rosie O'Donnell's made Trump mad. I know.
Oh, I see what you're saying, like
not
Barack Obama's, thing.
Yeah.
My angle into this, like, I get to imagine people are laughing at what I say because I record podcasts regularly that I hope are funny to somebody. But you know where it's really shows, and it's why people hate me online. Well, one of the 11 reasons people hate me online. But is that a phenomenon that I'm going to call playing DJ. I think Donald Trump, I think Elon Musk, and I think all like to play DJ. And by that, I mean, like, give me the aux. You're going to listen to what I think we should listen to now. We're going to flip it drives Billy crazy how quickly I go through YouTube videos. Like, but I want people to sit there and appreciate my taste or my sense of humor. And I think the same is true for those two fellas. They really want a captive audience who has to sit there and tell them that they're smart or funny or good looking or whatever.
But I don't know if
he doesn't want to do the work. Elon Musk doesn't understand how to do the work of becoming funny because he appears from a distance anyway. I was at a party with him once, but if I met him, I was too drunk to remember. You don't know this?
No.
Me, Roderick, and John Hodgman were at a party, a Twitter adjacent party that he was at. And I was so drunk, I just left and went home. Because I don't usually get drunk, like too drunk. And I was like, whoop, I know enough to know, time for me to get in a cab. Wah, wah. But I mean, like, he's in, I don't know. I really, I'm not trying to be cute about this. I honestly don't want to think about this too much. I don't like thinking about the guy, but also it's ridiculous to try and explain or understand, aspects of strangers. But what I do recognize is he wants to play DJ. I want you to listen to like I've been recurating this list of power pop songs over the last couple days that I started a couple years ago. And like, I sweat like what order they're in. I do. And I want people to sit and listen to the music I like and go, that's really good music. Not to make me cool, but just because I love the connection of somebody going like, holy fuck, I forgot how good Superdrag is. Why don't I listen to Superdrag all the time? Which I say to myself sometimes. But if from a distance, I don't know what the thing is that he lacks, and I'm really not trying to make this a jokey bit, but like to be funny, even to a limited group of people, you kind of have to exist on a couple different levels, even if it's their unconscious levels. But, John Cleese said something once. He said a bunch of things that are really smart. But one of the things he said was talking about Basil Fawlty on Fawlty Towers. And I think it was talking about that, but just something he was doing, they were all doing in the Pythons, but he especially has done great at, which is like, it's one thing to watch somebody doing something funny or to watch somebody doing something absurd. But like, if he's trying to put up a moose head on the wall and it falls on his head and then he has to go to the hospital, that's funny. But it's even funnier if somebody's watching him do it. like in the room is watching Basil fail. Like, would The Office UK be funny? You know, it is funny when David Brent, you know, the opening, talking about type up your CV, see you on Sunday for my sins. But it's way funnier when he tries to do a really cool dance at a party and he's failing so hard. Like, watching an idiot fail and think they're pulling it off is unintentionally one of the funniest things in the world. And the reason I say that beyond two levels is like, I don't know how other people's brains work. I don't really know how my brain works, but I know that I make connections between things. And in some nanosecond before my mouth opens, I try to form that. I think my brain tries to form that into some kind of a coded connection that will have maximum poetic impact by being as economical as possible, which I think is annoying to some people because I don't like to explain jokes and I don't like to point out things. So like that post on Blue Sky, right? Mm-hmm. First image, they found this guy's notebook. Second image, something only 100 people will know, which is I very famously wrote Jeff Goldblum in a notebook once and circled it, and I don't know why. I thought that was funny. Because to me, comedy in that instance is cutting out everything you can. Like the impulse to say, wow, I hope they don't find my notebooks. Wink. No, let them make the connection. It's like solving a puzzle. Like puzzles exist because we like to challenge ourselves with things that go from chaos to order and that we have agency in creating order out of that chaos. Puzzles aren't fun if you always cheat, unless that's what you like. And I think there's something about Elon Musk. I'm tempted to say, and I know he's supposedly or maybe medically diagnosed as being somewhere on the spectrum, and I don't even want to get into that because, boy, if that was a bar, nobody'd be on the internet. But he seems, it's sort of like I almost feel like if I go into, you think about the first episode of Freaks and Geeks, there's a really funny bit where the three boys are like doing Bill Murray impersonations, like quoting Caddyshack, which is so real to somebody like me. Like for me, it was like Steve Martin. Like I knew every word that Steve Martin had ever said. But like as a 58-year-old man, for me to walk into a party and go, well, excuse me, like it can be funny on one level, but it lacks that basic contextual part of like, how does that fit into what we're doing here? And then for me to walk into the room, for example, the only thing worse than that might be for me to walk into the room, say, well, excuse me, and then announce that is something Steve Martin said that's funny. And I think I'm not trying to be unkind. I think that's roughly at the level of sophistication Elon Musk is at. He understands how to retell jokes in bullets. He understands what a meme looks like, but I think he enjoys humor, but I don't think he's a funny person. And I think a lot of us feel like if we, and I'm not tooting anybody's horn, but I mean, I think it's just true. I mean, all comedians are depressed assholes. Like they're not happy people. It's not fun to hang out with most comics. Full stop. At least in my experience, the backstage, it's mostly more about like Shakespearean levels of backstabbing among people in the comedy industry, in my opinion. But that's why I only took one show in particular with You Look Nice Today for me to go like, you know what, maybe I don't want to do this for a job because this is not who I want to spend my day with. But anyway.
It is a particular...
there's a particular show we did, I think in Portland. I think it was at the Bridgetown comedy thing. I remember Reggie Watts was there. But there's this one guy who everybody was touting as this like, oh my God, this is going to be an old reference, but along the lines of, I mean, like a very super dry, but like a guy who was very, very funny on stage because he had come up with this, I guess, persona and this bit that it was very funny. But backstage, he wasn't even unpleasant. He was practically non-existent. He was like a shell that was occasionally filled with comedy, like some kind of a French pastry. But he certainly didn't seem very happy, and he wasn't very fun to hang out with. Yeah, it was one particular show. Because we'd talked about it. I was like, hey, Scott, you think you should quit the paper company and maybe we'll do this for a living?
Oh. My. I didn't know. Like a 3-ring binder? That was...
No, before that.
Oh,
the other program.
Before that. Oh.
Yeah. Well, Adam didn't used to be rich and famous. He used to just be Adam.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't used to be so high status. Part of the fun was Adam used to be play low status. You ever read Impro? You ever read Impro by Keith Johnstone?
I have not.
Put it on the list.
What's that?
Well, you know how all books about theater and improv and everything, they're all annoying. But he really pioneered he's the one I think who put a name to like high status and low status in comedy. And how like Jeeves and Wooster are funny in part, but those two actors are brilliant. But they're also funny because Jeeves is theoretically the high status. Bertie is seemingly the high status person, but he kind of comes off as the low. Again, David Brent. Yeah, I always come back to David Brent because it's such a good example. He thinks he's doing great, but you can play low status in a way that's extremely funny. Or you look at something like Blackadder and the way that Rowan Atkinson plays high status, and it becomes very funny and absurd. But I don't know. Elon Musk he doesn't seem, I don't know. He seems really burdened to me. He really seems like, I guess a phrase from my mother's generation, he seems like he's got a chip on his shoulder. And like, I don't think he does that much stuff that actually makes him happy for more than a little while. And, he is like a comedian in the sense that he's obviously very unhappy and emotionally unstable.
I did not intend
I'm a fan. First and
about...
foremost, I'm a fan. That's always the thing to remember about me. I feel no dishonor in the fact that I jump off from the point of being a fan, and somebody who's theoretically doing this job for theoretical living, I'm not afraid to go quote the Chris Fleming thing and then say it's Chris Fleming. If I were on stage, if I were in the proscenium, I would adopt a different tone and material for that, because you have to be sensitive to how people see what you're doing right now to understand what can be funny. And if you lack that and just think everybody's stupid because they didn't like your Giga Chad meme or whatever.
I'm just taken aback by the amount that you've said about Elon Musk, because I did not expect that, and you were quite empathetic. But two, he's have
not
talked
a happy
more
person,
about
Alex.
comedy.
I mean, he's not.
No, well, obviously, that is a man who might have a tragic end, and I'm not doing like a bit like
No. That guy seems like he's about 18 hours away from the edge all the time.
Oh, for sure. But I was like, oh man, if Elon Musk listened to, this is where I very much disagree. All of the things you just said about comedy, I don't think Elon Musk would understand, let alone
he would claim to understand, and he would learn the facts of it. But he's not funny in his bones. He doesn't. He doesn't get like what the thing is that makes a funny thing funny. I think.
Oh, absolutely not. And I don't think he cares about actually being funny. I think it's the perception.
That I disagree. I think he wants people to think he's fucking hilarious and original.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't. That's why he steals. Quote, steals memes. He just wants people to be like, aha, isn't this good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm a poster. I'm like, you guys. Yeah. He bought the fucking company. And
that's not comedy. That's like just Command C, Command V.
Yeah, but it's because he doesn't care about comedy. He cares about people liking him and thinking that he is
wants
funny.
The people who were probably unkind to him when he was purportedly bullied as a kid, he wants those people to go like, wow, that kid we bullied, he's the richest man in the world and he's really fucking funny. You don't get to pick what scars you in life.
I hope that it is that deep, and there's just some semblance deep of a whole there. But
he's not Hannibal Lecter. I don't think he's that much of an operator.
I don't think there's anything up there anymore. I do believe that you are just totally on point in terms of Trump. He puts thought into those playlists the way you do.
I guess so, but I mean, supposedly at Mar-a-Lago, just the whole situation at Mar-a-Lago sounds so fucking funny to me. We talked about this, where he walks into a room and gets a standing ovation no matter what he does, and apparently at night, sometimes he likes to shuffle down to his little ballroom and grab the aux and I guess just play Nessun Dorma for 2 hours while he jiggles slowly.
Oh, there was a little clip of, Trump and Elon Musk on Thanksgiving, and YMCA is playing, and he's like,
doing
Trump
his hand
is
job
like
dance.
banging on he's like banging on the table, like da, 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 and then like shaking Elon Musk. He's so excited, he's just so into it, and Musk is like, yeah, and I'm like, that is a man who is just having the fucking time of his life, and I think
good for
he
him,
loses
because he couldn't
himself
golf for a long time, so it's nice he has a way
that's
to burn
true.
off the steam.
He just kept bleeding.
Have you noticed how much worse he looks lately? Have you seen? I don't know if they're just finding more HD photos of him, but I'm not supposed to talk about this stuff anymore. Tell me about your spa, because it's unkind to talk about people's appearance, and I know that, and yet I still do it. What was your spa experience?
Oh, I had a friend. Two friends got married a few weeks ago, and their wedding took place. I'm saying I knew both of the people, so it wasn't one of those weddings where you're like, oh no.
I figure it's one of those modern weddings where you can't tell if it's a workspace or a thruple or.
Well, it did take place at
a WeWork.
No.
Are they still running WeOS over there? They should probably give it a service update. WeOS. You gotta be fucking kidding me. And sorry,
God.
go. Okay, two friends got married.
I didn't say gay. Actually,
I didn't say gay either. Don't say gay. That's the bill. That's what Mr. DeSantis told us to not say. Don't say you didn't say it, because I'll know. Anyway, your black friends are getting married.
Oh my God, no! They decided to get
I love the name of
married
this place.
at.
Oh my God! Yikes. I hate websites like this so much. This is such a type of website you just sent me.
Yes. And
God,
it was
serifs do not make you fancy, friend.
No, and let's say. I wouldn't be the kind of person to enjoy spas or chill, relaxing music and a place where there is both a steam room and a salt water bath that makes you float.
This is before you
like
even get into the fact
sea.
that you're also surrounded by rich people who are used to this.
But yes.
That is part of it.
Well,
the people who are very happy to accept intimate personal care from strangers, which I find, I hate it. I fucking hate it. I want to love it, but I hate it. I do not receive obeisance and supplication. I do not accept that in a wholesome and gracious way. It kind of grinds my gears.
Oh, which is why I would normally often, when you're a lady, sometimes you just get pulled into spa.
Oh, I understand.
And makeover,
call it a hen party.
And it just happens. Yeah. But this, my friends got married, and they bought out this whole, rented the whole place for the day.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
there was no one. There were they're rich, but no other rich people around.
Just all you cryptids and rejects hanging around in high heels.
Honestly, it was literally. They're not gay, but I think pretty much
gay.
the rest of
I'm not
us
touchy about it.
Gay.
Wait, you went to a wedding for breeders? Wow, must be nice.
Yeah, I know.
We bought the spa. Have you ever been to the ancient baths, Alex? Have you ever gone to the ancient baths?
I don't want you to have to believe it. No. But this is the first time also that Matt had been around a lot of our friends who had moved to New York during the pandemic because all the radio people, all the game people, and Matt literally came home from top surgery the day Chicago shut down.
Oh, so it's kind of Matt's coming out party, so to speak.
Well, it ended up being this thing. He's like, oh. A friend of the show, Kevin, oh, we're going to the men's dressing room, and he's like, oh yeah, and it was funny because there were enough people like me and Matt who are queer that were like, what what sort of locker room situation should we do?
Yeah,
And
what can I anticipate and help make less stressful?
the and our friends had absolutely anticipated this and literally told everyone before the
Gave
the
you a
wedding.
filthy little tent outside.
No.
Cryptids only.
No.
No fat chips.
And that was the thing. It was this ended up being a bunch of weird art freaks who are incredibly self-conscious about not my friends getting married, but most of us incredibly self-conscious about our bodies, hate ourselves, and would never ever have an experience like the not just like spa experience, but an experience where you are just like
What's the song he sings? So it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. I'm just seeing you walking topless around a spa. It doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
Well,
You need to put some clothes on.
It wasn't a naked spa. Thank God. I don't think I could. I don't think I know. I've been like, no. But it was interesting to have all of the website net, like if you look at like all of the serifs stripped away and just be like, you want to sit in some warm water with candles, which I'm like, no, until I was in a steam room and just like, you know how you want to be professionally stretched? I didn't know that I wanted to professionally relax, although it was a wedding.
Apart from the drops coming off of the ceiling completely freak me out, because it makes me think about all the humanity that's in that air and now dripping on me. But I like a steam room more than almost anything.
I had never been in a steam room before.
I mean, I like saunas, I like whirlpools, I like all that kind of stuff. But like, there have been times when we go and stay at a hotel and like we're all going to do our thing for the day, and like I'll just have a water day where I'll just go and I'll swim a tiny bit, but mostly I just move between different degrees of temperature and water, and I fucking love that.
I had never experienced anything like that. The colds,
just face to face with your sister's boyfriend. Gitmo style.
But I need it. I need it.
I know it's for babies. Don't you love how he picks the strong men out of the audience to carry him? You guys, fuck you guys. You should get really into Chris Fleming, you guys. And how did you handle it? Can I ask, were you anticipating, the event in general and the steam room in particular, were you anticipating this with anxiety?
Oh, well, immediately when our friends were like, we knew that they were going to do something fucking weird for their wedding because they're amazing, and you've met the sort of people that I hang around.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like I told you I went to my niece's wedding in New York, and I think I told you about that. Oh my God, I met this couple at a party. This party, I told you about this, right? There's Lila, her family's from Persia. The Persian, Iran came out over in the 70s. And then you got Molly's family, which is, Madeline's family. And oh my God, and they're all people. So like both of them, Molly and Layla, both worked in New York City government, usually in like outreach stuff and helping people with housing. And I had a 45-minute conversation about the power broker with a couple there. And I was in love with both of them. No, I know what you mean though. But like, yeah, and there were like some pretty high, like I said, I met Liz Winstead there, Molly's boss, the Daily Show co-creator. It's like a little bit of my stars in your eyes kind of thing with big New York comedy and government people all together. I bet it's similar to that.
I mean, I suppose so, but
yeah, well, give me the short description of this crowd. Is it artsy crowd? Is it academic? music? Like
artsy, like game designers, podcasters, like cartoonists.
On the Titanic,
like,
they would be in steerage.
the kind of people that I used to manage.
You'd be down there doing a jig with Leo. I have a podcast. I'm gonna die in 30 minutes here on the deck. Why are you singing an Italian song for a jig?
Oh God, we all knew each other from either cards or doing like game and podcast stuff in Chicago.
That's a real community, right? And all the conferences, and like you just run into the same characters, probably, right?
Right, and we had, most of us had not seen each other in like literally 4 years because everyone moves to New York, and I will not move to New York. But it was also the first time in forever that I had been around other people who, like folks who had top surgery who weren't Matt and were also like our flavor of queer and not on like the binary spectrum as well. And like our friends had anticipated that and known like these people are going to be more comfortable in these people like the people are going to want.
No, listen, when I say you people,
yeah,
some of my best friends are you people. Not best friends, but I've met you people. Some of you. I used to work with one of you people. I'm pretty sure either that or that was a really short security guard.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh God.
I'm gonna have side surgery, I think. Is that a thing? You know, like how you can buy a fuckable foot? Maybe I'll get a keyhole in my rib cage. Somebody. Maybe Elon could fuck that on me.
Was that I don't know if you made a really good joke.
You've never told me what a keyhole. No, I don't. You talk about it, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't know what it is. I'm merely making the reference. I'm musking.
Yes.
I'm musking.
Got some side keyhole.
You ever get a side key? Oh shit, man. Oh, you're gonna be the rage of the village with your new side hole. Oh, this
really
new top.
Fucking funny.
Did you buy that new top because of your tattoo? No. This one is because of my side key. It supports Bluetooth.
Before I had
just
key,
like your mom.
this is the kind of battery.
Someday I'll find out, but I like not knowing. Ooh. I still haven't seen the video of the Haktua girl.
Gosh.
I was thinking today how I still haven't seen that video, and I know somebody's going to spring it on me at some point where I'll have to see it. But as of December 11th, 2024, I still don't really know what Haktua is.
You explained it to me.
There's a girl in a video who says you should spit on something. And now that's yeah.
And then I knew
and now she's in trouble because of her Dogecoin, I think.
Yes, the man. Honestly, in terms of national discourse, she got pretty lucky at the
she ran the milkshake duck course and she speed runned it. How do you say it? Speed ran? Sped run?
Speed run it is.
That's how Shakespeare would say
learned.
it. Learned.
It's pronounced learn, son. Oh, Papa Homer.
And you said, so I want you to pick back up at. No, I'm not editing here. Where I want to come back is where you said, blah blah blah. Our friends would be more comfortable. My question to you, you said kind of fast when you talked about on the gender spectrum, like it's not like. So if you were like non-binary, ace, like this is more like a straight up, we're changing the letter on the driver's license. You know me. Is that the idea?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you meant by that.
I would say in terms of gender spectrum, there would be more, male on left, female on right. Most people, gender spectrum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the 10-second pitch on what that means? How closely you align with your assigned at birth?
How closely you are aligned with the typically societally binary genders of male and
so
female.
Like non-gender conforming is somewhere on that spectrum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and people, choose whatever they want. So like,
well, they share what is true is what they do.
we're most of us are kind of like a cluster.
It's not like
in the
deciding what
middle.
Harry Potter house you are.
Yeah. Oh man.
Sometimes
Of all
the sorting hat
things
fucks up.
millennials
Am I
did.
right?
Oh.
You got sorted wrong. They didn't even realize you were in
God.
Slytherin. If you know what I mean. Do you know what a keyhole is? It's a surgery that you have medically.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I killed that guy in New York, is because I couldn't get my side fucker. But it wasn't covered. They said you need prior approval. Is that what it's called?
Oh my God.
Prior restraint. And then we're coming back to people would be happier, more comfortable.
Oh, it was just fascinating to be in a spa situation. Because again, for the lady folks, you're pulled into, what did you call the hen parties? I don't know.
That's an English phrase for like bachelorette parties.
Yeah.
But that's what I always think of when you think about, in the same way that I have way too often, you love the person who's getting married. Maybe you're in the wedding party, but it's like I had an interaction. I don't even know what we say anymore, but a woman had been hired to dance at this party. And I have an experience with her that I still think about and feel extremely bad about. And the first reason I feel bad about it is like, oh, I can't believe I did that. But then the other thing was, the bigger one really was like, God damn it, Merlin, you've got a barometer for these things. And as much as it makes you come off as a prude, if you can be a gentleman about being a prude, it'll help you avoid situations you never should have ben in. And that's where you get dragged into the limo with the black lights in it and go stick your head out the top. And I remember it was Genie in a Bottle by Christina Aguilera was playing. I'll never forget it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That.
I think I accidentally tipped her too much, and then she did more than I was really anticipating.
Oh my God, that sucks. I'm sorry.
I should have eaten first.
That's...
So what happened at the spa?
Oh, when I almost said nothing, but in a way that's good.
But like you got a diverse group there with like a lot going on.
Yeah, and never in my life and never in a lot of my friends' lives were like, oh, we are going into a place involving bathing suits where no one is afraid of us. We are openly like uncomfortable with one another. It'd be talk about HR. Most of us have worked together at some point. Jokingly be like, guys, I am going to. Someone was like, I'm going to go change in the stall because this is weird. I'm like, absolutely. It was like, oh God,
but you can feel that
our national discourse.
But you can feel that the vibe. I'm really. This is absolutely not meant as being condescending or anything even approaching it. But I'm avoiding saying I'm proud of you. But it sounds like you handled that really well. Where like I don't know if I would have handled that well at all, and maybe that's the point. But just because I'm so, I don't care about being naked, but I sure don't want to see other people. It's like, it's like farts, orgasms, and poetry. Like mine are awesome and everybody else's is execrable. Like I don't want to be in the Korean spa, even if it's with Stephen Yoon. Right. Yeah. But you sounds like you held but you got a vibe that put you at ease.
This
is really impressive, Alex. I gotta say.
Well, what made me really happy, and I suppose, yes, a little bit proud of myself, but more so that I'm like, wow, I really lucked out and have a really great community of people that I don't interact with enough.
That's just like...
Yeah. And being able to also acknowledge that we're in this very weird and like because some of our friends are very rich and have done this very weird and beautiful thing, just all being very self-aware about our own discomfort, many of us being queer and trans, like discomfort around our own genders, and being like, are you doing the bathing suit thing? Are we like types of for me, wearing a bathing suit is weird, but being able to wear
I love to wear a bathing suit. I look good. I feel good. I know I'm going to be out in the sun. Oh, I love it.
I literally
as you get fatter and think you can still fit in the old one. Oh, Jiminy, that's a good day.
Oh, No, I am looking forward to. I
have an
literally have
abdominal shelf.
dreams about when I would like post-op surgery will be able to just not like that's. Well, I'm going to what one no, or at least very little dysphoria. Two, I get to make friend of the show, founder of Cox's Cucks, Kara Fagan, so uncomfortable because
Oh, you're just going to be out there rocking it? Like when you sent
I'm
me
just
that one
going
photo.
to walk
you sent
around
me that
without a
photo of
shirt
Matt
all the
one
time.
day. I think you guys were at the beach. She's like, oh, whatever, we're just hanging out at the beach. And I was like, fucking A. I don't know if this is appropriate to say. But first of all, Matt looks fucking awesome. But also I'm like, man, that kid, that's got to feel so good. Not just the like, I can take my shirt off, but the like, I can just be out here. I don't have a shirt on and I'm just playing it off legit. And like, I can't even imagine, this is inappropriate to say, but I can't even imagine what it takes to get to that point. I mean, I'm a dude and I don't want people to see my titties.
That was.
I mean,
also,
I'm a signed
that wasn't
male.
actually.
You understand what I mean, right?
No, of course. Yeah, of course. This is. I'm going to make the brave, bold statement and say that being uncomfortable in bathing attire isn't just a trans issue. I've heard that you normies.
Well, some of you may
also
remember
don't
a
like
little
it.
cartoon called Kathy in the 1970s about a young woman who had a heck of a time because she had to get a bathing suit, swimsuit season, and she needs to go somewhere in a bathing suit with Irving, and she's in the room trying on the bathing suit. And you know what she said? She says, "Ack." That's what she said. Poor Kathy.
What a punchline. Oh, ack.
Ack, said Kathy. Yeah.
Ack. The now I need to look at the show art. God, what was my point? Oh, just being
You were
around
chill, they were
other
chill.
humans. That everyone was chill, and then experiencing a place where you are expected to relax. Normally, definitely not my thing. Like don't want to go to a place where everyone has to meditate. Don't want to do any of that. But having
I don't want to be anywhere where I can't
expectations-
just look at my phone.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
no one wants to say it, but that's part of it is like, if I could just go sit on a balcony and look at my phone, I'd be fine to not have a shirt on, even though I actually do prefer to have a shirt on. I'm just broken like that. But sorry, you're saying.
And well, spa can't have phones. That really sucks. Oh, but what if there was a specific spot where you could take a little phone break? And
Oh,
some
it's a
people
Buddhist
just,
gift. Isn't that nice?
God. Well, and it made a couple of us realize, a couple of our friends at the wedding, and when I say a couple of us, I mean mostly just me and another friend being like, oh man, maybe a lot of our discomfort in life right now is like just dysphoria, and we're just not talking about it. And also we're not, it's not just like going to spa things. We really aren't, being normal and out in the world often with people nearly enough.
The culture has unintentionally or otherwise sent a lot of people a lot of signals about how comfortable we are with you being around. I don't know if you've ever had that experience.
There's I didn't mean to make that Trump story depressing. It was that they had the worst music and the weird flags. Like, okay, queer
Wait, you
flags.
pivoted somewhere.
Also
What are you talking
terrible.
about now? What is that? What's Trump
No,
thing?
I was just the like Trump flags that aren't the official "Make America Great Again" flags. Wow, there's some choice designs that I'm not a fan of. But
It's so weird to me when I go anywhere that's not where I live, and I'll inevitably see. I'm sorry. This shows you how sheltered I am. How it is that I'm able to conduct myself with such confidence about the things that I believe in might be useful to other people. But no, I'm often really struck when I'll see like a fence with a bunch of Trump signs on it, and I'm like, it's like Captain Von Trapp coming home and finding the flag over his door. It's like, what the fuck? You guys just have that like on your car? Like, fuck. And apparently that's America. Did you know? I think something I heard yesterday on cable news that over 50% of Americans are very satisfied with how Mr. Trump is conducting his transition.
yes, yeah.
Kimberly Guilfoyle going to be killing it in Greece.
That was the end of my story. Was not or rather like I think that there will be more places soon where not just for like queer people, but imagine getting a massage where it is not expected that you need to listen to special music and
I know.
hear a
For it to be
gong
more, the phrase
or
I would use is
something.
more functional. Like, I don't want this to be an aesthetic experience. I would like a functional
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
I don't want you to
There's
do anything like, I don't need you to do any like black magic, and I don't know. I don't want to hurt anybody's sensibilities, but like I'm sure cupping is useful. I don't want any of that. I want to go somewhere. I want you to help me feel. I feel the same way about sex work. We're I've personally never patronized a sex worker that I'm aware of, but like I would be so much more open to that if it weren't so fraught with all of like what I think about in terms of like. But it's not just that. It's true for almost anything. It's true for going out to dinner. There's so many things where I'm like, all the falderall that's involved with this and all the cultural baggage of this thing, like a spa or whatever, is so much more overwhelmingly not fun for me than the part that's nominally fun for other people. Other people are always having more fun than me at these things.
I think that the communication part is a lot bigger than I ever thought, because you can't really say, hey, guys, I don't want to go to this dinner place because it will feel awkward, and like, what do we split the bill, blah, blah.
Right.
And
Oh my God. One time we went out to dinner, and my sister-in-law and Madeline and I did not have a lot of money, and she ordered wine, and we just looked at each other like, oh, this is going to change the next 2 weeks of our life. Like and now
Yep.
I still, because I'm a poor kid, I will always just live in constant fear of those situations. Or I will also constantly, on someone else's behalf, without being asked, I will be worried for them. I will be fretful for them.
Oh,
There's not that many. I mean, there's so many situations that, again, so fraught, so much baggage. But now you've seen a glimmer of hope in the world and in yourself, it strikes me. You did it. You survived it. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
you stand a little longer. It doesn't
A little
mean,
longer.
But you have been just repeatedly really right about how the stereotype of we people I won't even say over communicating, just being very open as
I was not kidding earlier. I won't say the person's name, but I got the nicest fucking email a little bit after the election from a friend on the internet, and I practically got weepy about it. Just like, it's a hard time, especially for people like me and people like your kid. And I really hope he's doing okay. And it meant so much to me. And when I wrote back to the person, I also said, this community has been so unnecessarily kind to me. And on top of that, has been so unnecessarily supportive of me. So I'm being funny to be funny, I hope, but I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with the level of "Are you okay?" I actually really am, and I think it means a lot.
I think Max. I think Max sent you the picture of a presentation I gave during this kind of jokey.
Yes, your post-election post-mortem where you
yes.
explained how trans people ruined the election.
Yes. I think I made
tell me
people
something I don't know.
mad. There were some great established
Fucking woke mind virus, man. Crazy.
Yeah. It was. I did not think that was going to be a controversial opinion that I would have during the fun bit that I was doing with my three laptops. None of that were actually working.
Look, you can be queer.
No.
You can be quear, or you can be ironic, but you cannot be both.
That
That would make you bicultural, and then that's a whole different thing.
Oh no, didn't make any queer people mad. It
discomfited the afflicted and afflicted the discomfited. No, what is the phrase? To comfort.
Comfort.
Well, comfort is, I think, the correct word. There's one that's like to comfort to comfort the afflicted, and then fuck it, I don't care. But anyway, it was the straight.
Speak truth to power.
Yes, thank you. Stand in my power.
Yes, queen.
Yes.
Oh man, what a girl boss.
It's okay if I appropriate queer culture if it's gay queer culture. Also, why do they talk like that? Why do they say yas? Why don't they learn the language?
Yes. This tied into the main
I also have an
business
important
plan.
remark. I also have an important remark about this.
Please.
Well, I'm going to say something basic that I just think about, like, especially as somebody who had to take a baby into public bathrooms, you know, when the kid was a baby. You do a lot of diaper changing. You do a lot of, like, trying to get to the potty in time. There's a lot of, like, you know, and my kid and I have spent my little kid then, and I spent a lot of time out together in the world, and, like, I don't know, man. We just had some pretty weird experiences in bathrooms in San Francisco, which I guess maybe is somewhat unsurprising. But this is not a brilliant realization, but it is a good level setter. Like all the stuff that people worry about with queer people, trans people, all the things that people worry about in these public places, it's like they're worried about stuff that nobody should be doing. Like, it would be like saying, like, okay, well, like, we need to, like, close the bathrooms on BART because there's this one guy who keeps coming in there, singing the Marseillaise and taking a shit in a sink. And, like, we got to have that guy not be here anymore. And then somebody could say, well, for example, well, I don't want trans people using the bathroom because they might shit in the sink. And you're like, dude, you know, it's like gun laws or like any of the things. We're like, dude, we already have rules about this. You're already like, this is a very Trumpian thing in some ways, is like you're already not allowed to vote if you're not a citizen. Do you know that? Do you know you're not allowed to do, that's already a law. Like, you know, you're already not allowed to like twirl a gun around on your finger and say yeehaw and shoot in the sky. We don't need new laws. Well, we may need new laws, but we really need to enforce the ones that we've got. Same is true for cultural mores. What the fuck do you think? Do you think that there's some assigned male at birth woman who's just lying in wait in the bathroom, like some kind of tremendous gargantuan gargoyle waiting to do whatever to your kid? It's like nobody's allowed to do that. And to like make that easy pivot to demonize the people as that you see as other. But like, I guess it's so frustrating to me because it's like we're looking for a standard of behavior and civil behavior in public discourse. Like we're asking everybody to not be a dick. Like, how about no predators in the bathroom? Can we just do that?
Oh, hot take. Oh,
I don't know. I'm not trying to like, you know, I'm very inflicted with the woke mind virus, but like,
yes.
And then the other thing is, long story short, very fucking funny. Monday, Billy texts me and is like, well, I guess it's finally going to happen. I got to watch Hamlet. I'm like, oh, no, that's cool. What's up? He's like, well, I had to pick something to analyze. And he's read the play. Because I had to pick something to analyze for AP Lit, which oddly enough is called, don't ask, but it's AP literature. And it's like, oh, and I panicked and picked whatever it was, Act 3, Scene 4 or whatever of Hamlet. And whatever it was, I instantly was like, no, you didn't. You didn't pick that, did you? So fucking basic. And like you picked the famous soliloquy.
Is that the boy.
Yeah, whether 'tis nobler, you know, the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Go back and listen to that. Almost every single line of that speech is something that is now like a phrase that people use. It's bananas. Long story short. So I'm trying to, you know, because Merlin 4.0, I got to play it off legit. I got to be cool. Oh yeah, cool, whatever. Just let me know what you want to do. And he's like, oh yeah, so I got to watch Hamlet tonight. He said, you know, should we watch the one that you like? I said, yeah, I think the 1996 Kenneth Branagh movie is good, but I have to tell you, I said, I think it's just about 4 hours. And he's like, well, I'll get home as soon as I can. And he just sat there the entire time, like with the book open, with a lap desk, making notes in the margins, writing up all this stuff. And it was really fun. I think he enjoyed it. You know, I hope he enjoyed it. But I don't know how much you remember about Hamlet, but like you remember, who's Polonius? No, yeah, Polonius, right? That's the father of Laertes and the girl in the lake. Anyway, the father, you know, neither a borrower nor a lender be, that guy. He's such a fucking piece of shit. And like the entire time, first of all, you know, early on in the play, Billy's going like, man, does this guy just have nothing else to do? except sit around and gaslight and fuck with people. And also, this is finally the viewing of Hamlet where I realized that it's an incredible play about gaslighting and how gaslighting makes you crazy. But it's like we're like, yeah. Well, what the fuck? Like, you're in the court. Like, don't you have a job? And finally, by halfway through, we're screaming, get a blog. Like, why do you spend your whole day just interfering with other people and undermining them? And that's honestly,
book.
I feel that's how I feel sometimes, in a way that I might need to be leavened with more exposure to people I don't know. But my thought frequently is like, why do you make everything into a fucking problem? Like, why do you care where someone urinates? I mean, I know why you claim to care, but like, there are a lot of people who actually think this is a problem now. And, and so, what's her name? Nancy Mace, the one who like went ham on the woman in Congress. And it's like, I get why you guys do that for the performance and for your career and all that stuff. But like, taking it away from the easy monkeys in a barrel of these fucking shitheels, just regular people. It's like I say in the document, right? Sometimes it's easier not to be terrible. And I honestly feel like there's sometimes people that don't realize you don't have to have an opinion about everything, let alone a strong opinion about everything. And you don't have to be a piece of shit all the time. It's not actually making you better. It's not actually making you stronger. It's protecting you from nothing. It's just a set of demon dogs that you've loosed on yourself and consequently on the rest of the world. Why don't you fucking calm down? Like, get a blog and stop bothering Hamlet. Do you understand how upset he is?
I know.
Boy, you know a great phrase in there, the phrase incestuous sheets. Oh my God. Let me find the soliloquy. I'm going to find the soliloquy. Let me see what else I had on my list. Oh, I wanted to ask you about how you manage passwords. I had a recommendation for a challenge. I'm going to send you Stuart Lee. Passwords?
Passwords?
I'm going to go through here and try to find, I think it's Act 3, Scene 3, probably. Boy, that Kenneth Branagh movie is good. Kate Winslet, she's so little in it.
Oh, she's in?
Yeah, she's it's 2 or 3 years before Titanic. She was the first thing I ever saw her in was an Australian movie. Remember Beasts, Insufferable Beasts, Bad Girls? What was that movie called?
No idea.
Doesn't matter. Let's see. How can I find this? Folger Shakespeare. I almost bought a $125 Shakespeare book on Monday, and then I thought better of it.
A book about Shakespeare?
Yeah, it's the collected Shakespeare. It's not the Folger Library, but it's the other one, and it's really big. I'm going to find this. So what's whether it is nobler to, let's see, Nobler. Like, so, okay, so everybody knows the first line, of course, right? And like, it's a shame that this play, it's like the Mona Lisa. It's been so diluted, over time. In the Hall of the Castle, Hamlet tells Horatio, D, Scene 3. Here we go. Take Hamlet to England. Oh, that's after. Do you like it when I talk about Hamlet and try to look things up on the internet?
I'm curious as to why it's so difficult for you to find it.
I'm just trying to find, okay, so it's Hamlet 3164. Hamlet 3, Scene 1. Is that right? That can't be right. I'm gonna find this. No, but this is it's not, this will almost definitely not be worth it. But I just wanted to read you some of the phrases. You talk for a minute.
I mean, I am looking at this and trying to, you know what? I'm not looking close enough, I suppose, because I don't know what we say. Oh, no, I guess, yeah.
What are you talking about, Alex?
Sea of Troubles, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're already there?
Yeah.
You know what I could do? I could send you David Tennant's version.
Oh, I have.
Have you seen it?
I love. Yes.
Isn't he so good in that? Patrick Stewart is so great in that too. Yeah, I have six versions of Hamlet. If anybody ever needs it, on my Plex. Folgers 3, 4, Hamlet, Folgers, Scene 3.
Puzzles the Will. That's good.
Oh, see, this is being such a piece of shit. What are you at? Hey, tell me what act and scene you're in.
Oh, I don't know. It's just the Poetry Foundation from
perfect.
Hamlet,
okay,
spoken by Hamlet.
That's fine. Hamlet soliloquy. Solilo. And I'll say what I always say, which is, this stuff is so much better if you get to hear it, as we used to say in poetry, in the air, You know, it's okay. So here we go. So you know this one, blah, blah, blah. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. That's already that we've used that one. I'm just going to see as far as opposing to die. And by opposing them and them to die, to sleep no more. To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long a life, for who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, I don't know that word, the pangs of disprized love, the law's delay, this is so fucking gorgeous, the insolence of office and the spurns, the patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin, who would fan fardels bear to grunt and sweat undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to the others that we know not of. Thus conscience doth make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with disregard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. But it's really about gaslighting. It is about, so like, he's not really crazy, right? Because at least not crazy in the usual way, because we know the other people see the ghost too. I think this is about, and I asked Chatty G about this, and it gave me 3 very good examples of gaslighting in Hamlet. So I think it's a play about gaslighting. And I blame that piece of shit Polonius for doing a lot of it. He lit that gas. I really took us off the rails, didn't I? It's really late there now for you. Sorry.
No, it's not. It's 4:40. It has barely started to get dark.
All right. Shit. Fuck. I got to edit this though. So we should. Do you want to? Oh wait. Have you anything else to say?
I manage my passwords in the Passwords Mac app,
and so you use just the Passwords app on all your devices, and you don't have, regardless of whether you have it on a device, you don't have one password or other as like a default fill-any.
No, I just use password. I
love
used
the
one
key
password
combination with one password, but I love the Touch ID easiness of the Passwords app, and I'm fluttering back and forth about it. Ricky would be very mad at me probably.
I just don't need, like, one password became a little bit too fussy, and
No, I know. I mean, like, on some level, gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to talk down, but almost like Evernote, right? Or like you're like, or like for that matter, Zoom. Like Zoom, like, why is it so difficult for me to just, can't I just have a thing where I just record calls and it always works? Like, why do I have to keep making so many changes to settings? Or like, for example, Patreon. Anytime you upload something in Patreon, I feel like I'm running a gauntlet every Monday afternoon in Patreon. There's so many things I've got to dismiss. And do you want to make this part of this this quick drop? And what percent do you want?
Yeah, like, clip.
I've unintentionally, I've gotten so, because, you know, I'm in a frenzy trying to like get it up and be done, and it's like where I've missed something. I thought it was posted and it wasn't, because I missed one of the myriad boxes where the interface had changed. Drives me crazy. Just do the app.
Oh, the app.
All right, let's pick a challenge.
Oh, we didn't. Sorry, I mean, my entire month has been finding new ways to use LLMs. So if we wanted to not revisit, but keep doing that, I'm especially interested in what.
It's interesting to me. I am so wonderfully overwhelmed with riches right now. Like I'm loving so many different things in my world right now. I'd be happy to talk about any of it, especially Notebook LM. I think that needs more attention.
I am kind of falling out of love with it for I want to say, well, challenge. I want to hear you say more about it, because
Siracusa was saying
like
that he's having better
novelty.
coding luck with Claude.
Claude is almost I almost exclusively use Claude, except for what would be, I suppose, my old Google searches, where ChatGPT is just faster with the citations. But yeah, Claude is like...
Here's some that I wrote down. So I think we did watch Chimp Crazy. Watch something together. I still want to do that, but let's wait until you have a good internet connection. TK Notebook LM Challenge. I watched a video on YouTube twice that I think you might like. Do you ever look at a channel called Be Kind Rewind?
Yes.
Do you know that
Not in
woman?
a while, but yeah.
She has a two-parter on the movie Valley of the Dolls, based on the Jacqueline Suzanne book.
Oh.
And I made Madeline watch it after I had watched it. Not only did I thought it was she's so good at what she does, and I thought it was very well done. And I learned so much stuff that I didn't know. But also, I don't want to spoil it, but like, it's pretty interesting. I thought that might be fun because that's something we could do that isn't too long to undertake that we could talk about. I'm just putting it on the list.
Yes.
But I could also I'll be straight up with you. Some voice in my brain keeps telling me we talk too much about artificial intelligence on here. And I'm just stating that as a thing. I don't have a strong feeling about it, but I just don't want to drive people away by always talking about, unless we want to. Because some of these people don't deserve to be here anyway.
Yes, get them the fuck out. But I also want to read Valley of the Dolls. It is on my queue. Can you send me a link to? I'm not finding the keep.
1046. Oh, 1046 line. Also, I'll just send you the link. Here you go. Copy and I'm paste. I'm clicking. We could also watch one of my ocean liner videos that I like. You could watch the Sinking of Lusitania, Sinking of the Britannic. The Germans were such fucking assholes.
Yeah, they've done some bad stuff.
I'm talking about World War One.
Oh, I mean,
those guys were stinkers, real stinkers.
From the.
You know how nice the Lusitania was? It was such a nice ship.
Oh,
Britannic was a hospital ship that sunk by a mine.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. I do hate it. I've been watching some sad videos lately. Those are all really sad. And I didn't. Let's see. I've been listening to. Oh yes, I sent you that video of Robert Caro and Robert Gottlieb. Junior Taskmaster is very amusing. How to use. Oh yeah, look at that Chillicothe boiler explosion. This is kids in the hall. Okay, scrolling down. No, I don't have anything better. I don't think. Did you see that photo Angela just posted? No,
that's really cool.
On Blue Sky.
Yeah, I just want to say hi, Angela. I see you.
Hi, Angela.
I see you.
I see you. Had a good.
I know it's for babies.
Chicago. I need it. I need it.
Those shirts are for babies. Oh, that's the other thing. Madeline, of course, I could feel it coming. I could feel, because I already knew exactly what she was going to say. Because it's Chris Fleming. She goes, like, why would they have shirts for babies at an adult naked spa? And I said, I don't know, but I'm going to follow him on this because I think in comedy, sometimes you take one idea that's funny and you link it with another idea that's funny. So the idea of being funny, of being naked at a spa, or like the self-consciousness about your body that people have, like me, you combine that then with the only solution is I have to put on a shirt that's for a baby. But you need it.
I need it.
I need it. Welcome back. I love you. You fuck.
All right, I've got.
Fucking. I just cock blocked you. Did I?
No. Wait. No.
No.
Maybe I
don't know what that word means. Can you see my keyhole from where you are?
You did.
It's on my right side. And doubting Thomas always wants to put his hand in it. Thomas, stop fisting Daddy.
No.
Actually, technically, I'm not Daddy. Technically, that would be son. You are mother. No crumbs left. All right, you piece of shit.